Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is the 17th episode of the Perfect Tips and Tricks with OESD. I'm Carrie, and as always, very happy to have you all with me today. Say hi, let me know you're here. It's always great to see all of you virtually through Facebook every day. I hope you guys are all doing well out there. I know the weather here is very wacky today. I know where my home is Buffalo, New York, and they're getting some snow. I know some of you might think that that is what Buffalo is all about, but I swear the weather is normally pretty nice this time of year, so just sending them some sunshine. If any of you are having wacky weather, let me know. It's what we all need right now is an extra little something with weird weather too, but what are you going to do? So hopefully you are all able to stay home and do some stitching. I guess we're all staying home. Stay inside and do some stitching. We are part 3 of our Embroider-a-long for our freestanding baskets for all seasons. We are going to be talking about the accessories today. So in just a minute, once we get moving, we will start talking about that. But I wanted you guys to also know that we today are doing a feature on our website. Some of you may have gotten the email for our freestanding lace cross. So I have that example here. This is certainly seasonally appropriate with Easter coming up this weekend. And what's really neat about this project, so this is our freestanding lace cross. This is what we call a re-release or a feature. This is not a new project. This is something that's been in our library for a while. But it is the techniques for this you guys have now learned while doing our basket. So you're going to do freestanding lace and a little bit of applique. So if you don't have this one, it's definitely one worth checking out. It's featured on Embroidery Online today. So if you want to head over there and check it out after the video, you certainly can. But freestanding lace cross is just a beautiful, beautiful, it's hard to even see it in the camera here, but just stunning. And there's actually a removable little plate that goes on here where you could put a name, a birthday, a wedding anniversary. So just wanted to make sure you guys saw that. Again, this is the freestanding lace cross. It is featured today on Embroidery Online. A beautiful gift. Embroidering something like this takes a little bit of time and lets you kind of do some reflecting, whatever your faith may be. I think we all need a little bit of extra faith right now during this kind of unusual time. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about our basket accessories. So hopefully you guys are stitching along with me. I want to see it if you are. We've made our sides and our handle, hopefully, or you're still making them. But the next step is going to be making the accessories. So we'll talk about that. But that's all these great little guys that you can button on. And I'll talk a little more about these when we get back from our video. So let's play that. Let's talk about how to make the accents for your basket. So I love these because they really can be swapped out for whatever season you're in. So they just button on and button off. First, I'm going to show you how to make the snowflake. They are all of these are made the same way except for one. So this piece right here is actually just lace. So really basic, you just match your top and your bobbin, although when it's white, that's extra easy because most bobbin thread is white. And you stitch this out, it's all lace, just like the handle pieces were for your basket. All of the other accent pieces for all the other seasons have applique in them. And you're going to treat those just like you did the sides of your basket. So we're going to do an outline stitch. You're going to place some fabric that we've backed in stable stick. Then you're going to do your tack down stitch, trim, and then carry on. So let's look at how we made the snowflake pieces. You'll see this is done the same way as your basket sides were. First we'll do a placement stitch. Then we will treat our fabric with stable stick and then cover on both sides and tape in place. Then we're going to do a tack down stitch. Note the double row of stitches. Then we'll trim away the excess fabric, put it back in the machine, and stitch the rest. Just remember to match your top thread and your bobbin thread. So you'll notice that in this one I put 2 pieces in a hoop. With this, you can certainly fit more than one in your hoop if you're not using your little tiny hoop. Just don't overload your hoop because you may have trouble with things aligning. So what's super fun about the accent pieces is that you can really change the look of them just by changing the fabric. You'll see on these, I just use a solid purple fabric. But by changing the applique fabric, you can totally change the look. So here I used a red print. Here I used a polka dot, and here I used an orange print. Why not make your pieces reversible? So there is a good side and a bad side to freestanding lace, but you have to look pretty closely to figure out which is which. So in this case, I think it would really work if you made your pieces reversible. So let's look at this one. This flower is orange on one side and pink on the other. So I kept the green leaves the same on both sides by having the bobbin the same at the top and the bottom, but all I did was change out my applique fabric. The thread color is the same on both sides, same in the top and the bobbin, but I just put a different fabric on the back side than the top. So this one is reversible. Let's see if I can find another one. This guy I did blue on one side, red on the other. The same can be done with your other pieces. So check out this flip-flop. It's a happy stripe on one side and a polka dot on the other. So you really can mix up the look of your Looks like I might have stopped that video a little too early, but you guys, I think, get the idea of what we're doing. So a really fun idea would be to make those reversible. So I have here, you can see the striped flip-flops, and then on the other side is the polka dot version. And let's see, it's my purple with the red. So unless you look really close, you really can't tell, you know, that one side is the good side and one side is the bad side. So, you know, I think as long as you match your bobbin thread appropriately, it's really a good way to kind of make one set of things, and then you're going to get, you know, 4 seasons, and then potentially each season has 2 versions. So you really can mix it up. The nice thing is that most of these projects, most of these accessories just have one thread color in them. So you can, you know, just wind a bobbin and then you won't have to switch that around. The exception is with the flowers, because obviously you want your green leaves and your, you know, flower colored flowers. So you certainly can do whatever you want. As I always say, there's no embroidery police. You can make the colors of whatever you want. If you want to make these in one color, go for it. And they're all applique except for our snowflake piece. That's this guy. This one is all lace, so that's real easy to do. And again, these are just going to button onto our basket. Tomorrow we're going to talk about assembly. So we will talk about how to attach the sides to the bottom, button those together, your handle. There's also a ribbon accent that you can add. And so we'll talk a little bit about what some options are if you don't have ribbon on hand. I had some, but not as much as I would like, you know, and now since I can't necessarily get any ribbon, you know, on order here. So what can you do? What do you have in your sewing room that you can use? So start thinking about that. If you have any ideas, send me a note. Because I think that there's some really interesting ideas. I know I'm going to share a few with you, but I suspect you guys will have some good ones for us. And don't forget to share your pictures if you are making them. The email address is showandtell@oesd.com, or you can just post them on our Facebook page on the Perfect Stitch, our group. Just a quick note for you guys to know that unless you're watching this live, which is 1 o'clock Central Time, if you ask questions any other time, if you're watching this, if you're catching up later, which is totally great, we just may not respond as quickly as we would in a live. So I don't want you to think that we're ignoring you or we don't like your question, but if it's not live, we're not watching you ask those questions. So my apologies if there's questions that are getting unanswered. That is certainly never our intention. So looks like everybody is good. No major questions. This is a quick one today. And yes, we will be here tomorrow. I know tomorrow is a holiday for so many of us, but I will have our video tomorrow for assembly. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow, which is Friday, 1 o'clock Central Time, for our final freestanding basket for all seasons Embroider-a-long segment. So it's always wonderful spending time with you. Thanks for giving me a few minutes of your day. Happy stitching. We'll see you tomorrow.